Oh yeah. Why do I have 26% dropped frames? That's epic. I don't want to fix that. Oh yeah. Shit. Let me just turn my mic down a little bit. I don't know why I've got so many drop frames. Okay, whatever. So, continuing this from last time, I did a little bit of the UI off stream today. I've got, as you can see, this entire thing here. So this is one of the menus, and I've also got the part builder. So I'll show you what that looks like. And actually, I might open up Minecraft again, just for another refresh of what we're doing. So if we come here, the scaling's a bit broken, but I'll fix that in a minute. So you can select a component that you want to make, and then you select the material. And then there's information down here, which is hard to see, but this tells you what it outputs. So this material paper, it doesn't have any upgrades, modifiers, or attributes. It gives you extra slots, but I haven't got that here yet. And if I go like large with obsidian, I copy this again, you'll see there's attribute reinforced now. So there's that information there. And then if I jump over here, this one's a little bit more fleshed out. We've got our templates. So you can sort of design what they look like in the menu. And then you can click on each of these and set their material. So if I come over to the greatsword, I'm going to set them all to paper. And you can see these values down here changing. So paper gives you more modifier, attribute, and upgrade slots. And then they're not here, but if I go and select obsidian, we have a reinforced modifier. And then if I select glass, we've got glass weak sharpness, and it goes behind here, but we'll see more. And then if I select fiery, we've got auto smelt, cook, auto cook, and reinforced. So this interface here sort of works, and then you can see the other spam from drop down, adding that drop down menu there. And then these here are the modifiers, attributes, and upgrades. And then I've got to add these buttons here, which let you add them to the weapon, and then it uses up these slots here. And then I've also got a button which I'll put like down here, which is creative mode, and you can just add whatever you want without it using modifier slots. So that'll be next. And that's what we're doing. And for a refresh, I will open up Minecraft real quick, so I can give you a refresh of what we're sort of making with this. Actually, while I'm waiting for that, I'll move that there. For those that have seen it in the Discord server, if anybody wants to make a better UI for this, and I can use it in the stream and open source it, go ahead. If you make the UI, I'll make it. Or I'll use it if it's looking good. But here we go. Let's just wait for this. Jump in the world. Do do do. Only modded, it takes a bit. Oh, I also fixed some other bugs as well, which were in the code. The modifier slots were being calculated a little bit wrong. So I fixed that. So instead of 22, it's at like 12 now or something like that. Yeah, at 11. So I was doing plus equals instead of actually setting the value. And then I've also got to fix these modifier things here, which actually is really easy to do. I can just do that now. in our test here, if I go modifiers, that's fine, can compile, and then when we actually compile them, we've got our attributes. So these are Tinker ones, modifier ID, this is for I equals 1, level do, and we'll spam a bunch of them. Like that. I think I should probably change that, but for now I'll keep it like that. And if we jump back here, that should look much better now. Yep, attribute, material count, no more tables in there. Sweet. Save that. Alright, so for a refresh of what we're making, so this is the Tinker's Constructor Minecraft mod, and this is what we're focusing on at the moment. So here you can pick patterns. So we've got like tool binding, and then you use this in particular tool recipes. If I come over here to a sword, you can see it requires 2 tool handles and a small blade. So if I come here, tool handle, small blade, and then I take these components, and then I can craft a sword. So wooden sword there, and then you can also do daggers. That's one of the other recipes. But here you can see we've got cultivated 3 silky shears, and then the information is here. And then you can see your upgrade, abilities, and then I've got modifiers which are additional to this. But you've also got like mining speed, melee damage, durability, so extra things these materials provide. So this wooden blade head has durability, mining speed, and melee damage. And then these handles provide bonuses, and the binding does too. So this sort of information that we're putting in the system, and then using it in the weapons. And then here we've got like wooden tools. This one's not that one. This one's a Supremium broadsword. And then I don't know if I made any mixed ones. Oh, I think my game just... Oh no, it's loading the inventory. And then you can do like mixed tools, so you can have like paper handles. So like if I grab binding handle, and then I get like cobblestone. Come back in here, and then I'll do the small blade for that. And then if I come and make a sword, actually I made the wrong. I need a wooden handle for a sword. So if I come in here, we've got 2 wood handles and a stone blade. And then you can see that's made a mixed weapon. So we've got wooden handle, and stone small blade. And then those sort of effects stack over here. And then we've got more upgrade slots. It does more damage, more durability. And yeah. So we're basically doing this tinkering system where you can put 2 and 2 together to make something. And then for future, we're also adding gems. And we're also doing enchanting. But that will come later. So you've got obviously weapon enchanting, and then all the gems at the bottom, the crit damage, crit chance, lifesteal, attack damage, and mixed fire and cold damage. And then also the affixes at the top. But those are coming later. We're just focusing on the Tinker system here first. I won't go all the way in with doing it. So what I mean by that is I won't do like the forging system, and I won't do the material collecting system. I'll just focus on like, you can pick what materials you want your weapon, and then you can just make it without needing the materials. I can leave that to you guys if you want to add that. But there we go, so we can get like sledgehammers, we can get great swords, or cleavers in this case. I do have a greatsword recipe, which is 2 handles, 2 blades, a hilt, and 2 bindings. It's like that binding there, which we'll see in the menu. But if I jump back to Roblox now, I can show you that. If I press the right button. If I test. There we go. So if I jump in this forge menu here, so we've got greatsword and pickaxe. So this greatsword's got 2 large blades, 2 binds, a hilt, and 2 handles. And then all of these, you can have different materials for them. So if I set them all to paper material, you can see the total modifier slots, upgrade slots, and attribute slots increase because paper provides more, even though it's weaker, durability-wise and damage and all that wise. But then I can change this to like obsidian and fiery large blades. And then I get auto smelt, I get auto cook, and I get reinforced. So reinforced is like more durability. And then on the right, which we'll be doing in a second, is the adding custom modifiers. So you can just add them directly. So I can add like modifier magnet, but it costs the modifier slots. And then I'm repeating what I said before, but we'll have a creative mode which doesn't use up slots. And yeah. Alright, let's get into it. So, this is what the code is looking like. I need to add... We've got the buttons being made down here. So we've got the modifier buttons, attribute buttons, upgrade buttons. I need to create a global table which stores your custom upgrades that you've added. And then we also need to update these labels for what level they are as well. This is going to be a pain in the ass. And then we also need to pass that into this update part builder output. So we need our selected modified attributes and upgrades. And then we compile component information. We get the total free slots and whatever else. So let's do that. So we'll start with the global table. Let me come down here real quick. So we've got selected modifiers, selected attributes, selected upgrades. So we'll do, when we add one, we'll do if mod ID equals at mod ID or 0, and we'll +1. So this is a ternary operator, so we're going to try and get the current count. If that is nil, we set to 0 by default, and then we just add 1. And then for this other one, we'll actually be more explicit here. So we'll say if that exists, minus equals 1. Otherwise, if it does exist and it is smaller or equal to 0, then we'll just delete it. And then we'll call a update part builder output, like so. And then we'll also have a function here, local function update custom modifier attributes upgrade selections. So this function will update all the labels, so we'll put that in here as well. Did I leave those modifiers? Yeah, I did. Oh, we'll have to do that in a second, actually. We're going to add them to the others. And then using this one, we'll just update all the labels manually. So we'll do... Oh, I think my frames are dropping. Oh, no, wait back. I don't know what's up with this. What we'll do is we'll loop over all the modifiers and stuff. We'll go over each label and we'll update their text with their current level, or set it to 0 by default. So here we'll do level is selected modifier or 0. like what we did before. And then we'll look for that label inside the modifier scroll. So label template, find first child, that mod ID, if template.text label. Which one are we? Text label. Is it 2? No, you have a look. In our template 3, text label 2.text equals the level. And we'll just toString that. And then also I do need a... No, we don't, because we're going to update it immediately. That will work fine. And we'll do that at the very end. So we're going to make all these labels. We're going to have the add button. We're going to have the remove button. And then once we make all the labels, we'll use this function to update all of them at once. So they're all set to 0. And then we just need to continue on. So let's do this attribute next. Selected attribute. We want the attribute ID. Update. Custom modify attribute upgrade selections. Update part builder output. Yep. So we'll just copy this one again. We'll do upgrade next. So we want upgrade ID, selected upgrades. Nice, and then we'll copy the remove button. We've got selected attributes. We've got the attribute ID instead of mod ID. And we'll update the visuals. And we'll do that for upgrade as well. Okay. And then in here, we'll loop over the modifiers. We'll loop over the attributes. So selected attributes. We've got attribute ID. We're going to look for the attribute scroll. We're going to pass an attribute ID. If that template exists, we'll toString that level. Copy, paste, bonk, bonk. With upgrades. Selected upgrades. Upgrade scroll. Nice. So we've updated all those labels. And then actually we need to put this a little bit higher. So we want this selected up here. And then we'll use that here, selected. What is this? So this is a dictionary. We need to convert it to a array of them. Local function, part builder, output, get add-ons. So we're going to return 3 tables here of arrays. So that will be attributes, modifiers, attributes, upgrades in that order. And then this function will return them. So select the modifiers, call that. Select the modifiers, attributes, upgrades, tuple, tuple. So we've got all of them. And then this needs to return 3 different ones there. So we'll do modifiers. We've got attributes. And we've got upgrades. And then we'll do for each of those selected modifier, mod ID level. We will add for I equals 1 level to insert modifiers mod ID. So we're going to add each ID the number of level times. So the array will, if like your fire is level 3, then you'll have 3 fiery modifiers in that array. I should probably do the dictionary where you have the ID then the level, but just do the array for the moment. So he's refactoring a lot of code. Selected attributes. ATRID attribute. And then upgrades. Selected upgrades. Upgrades. Upgrade ID. Upgrades. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay. So now we've got all of them. They are being passed into this information. So if we play that now, we should hopefully have no errors. None so far. Let's set these to paper, paper, paper. What are these to paper? And then if I add magnet, we have magnet and it takes up 1 slot. Nice and easy. And we can add auto smelt, we can add caulking, auto caulk. And then we need to also do these extra modifiers here. I need to go into the system and make it add a slot. Let me also disable this print. Where's this print? Activated, deactivated, show preview, hide preview. Okay. So we're looking for in the constants. We're looking at the extra modifier. This boost slots by 2 required slots. Oh, actually that might be better. We boost slot 1 but require 0 slots. No, that's not correct. Boost. Fast create component, fast create modifier. That's not what I want. I need this to boost individually each item, not globally. So what I might do is get rid of these. Let me just get rid of the boosting entirely for this fast create. So it will always require 1, it will always boost 0. And I need to do the same for the rest, which should be nice and easy. So required is always 1. And then yeah, so when we don't want to boost in here. Let me actually see where. Yeah, I've kind of done goofed. Okay. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, I see it, I see it, I see it. So what I actually need to do is... I did have it correct. What I need to do is put these in each different category. Attribute, extra attribute. That kind of seems weird, but whatever. Upgrade, extra upgrade. And then the boosting makes sense. Okay. Okay, okay. Let me actually just undo that real quick. So this would still be 1 requires 0, 1 requires 0, 1 requires 0. but I would move these to each one here. Make that to an attribute, attribute, extra attribute, upgrade, extra upgrade. That will be far easier than setting up the rest. And then you can do individual boosts for materials. Yep. So now if I go back in here and I do extra attribute, it should be increasing without taking a slot. Yep. Nice. So if I just set this all to paper and then you can see it when I add it. So if I do extra upgrade, extra attribute, extra modifier. Nice. And then you can add lots and lots and lots of them. Wicked. Okay, and then what I need to do is when you press the button, if new value, no, what is it I'm thinking of? I need I need to figure out how I can. Well, I guess I can just make it like red or green if it can. So like if I go here, if required modifier slots is larger than total modifier slots, then else. So if too many modifiers, too many attributes. So local is creative on equals false. So this is not is creative on, and that's too many upgrades. Required upgrade, total upgrade. And then I can change the color of the text that way. So right here, I'll do text color 3 equals too many modifiers and color 3.new 100 or color 3.new 111. Too many attributes. Too many upgrades. And then this way, when I press the create button, it won't let you create it anyway, because the compile tool, can tool be compiled function on the server will error or say no because, is it text color 3 instead of text? It will say there's too many slots being used. So if I do, I guess I'm gonna have to do paper for this. So if I just do that, and then let me just add magnet a lot of times. There we go. So now it's red, and that means you got too many modifiers. And then when I click on the output button, it won't make it because you got too many modifiers. Let me just obsidian. There we go. And now you got too many. Wicked. I wonder if I should do the same. If I do that, too many add-ons check, and I recommend 3 booleans for each. And I return too many modifiers, too many attributes, too many upgrades. And then I can do too many modifiers, too many attributes, too many upgrades. And then this way, other things can use it as well. And then when I update, when I update the selections, templates.text label 2.text color 3 equals too many modifiers and color 3.new 100 or color 3.new 111 are too many attributes, too many upgrades. And then this way, there we go. So if I just add, there we go. Now it highlights the entire section as red. Sweet. Okay. So we've got C Tinker stats, bypass restriction. Yeah, so create a mode button. Let me add that so I can implement it. Got a bunch of random shit here. So this will be that C for creative. We'll call it creative. We'll add a thing here. Local creative enabled equals false. Creative on. I'll just do that there. And then right at the bottom, interface, forge workstation, creative, activated function, and not creative mode. I'll always force it to be forced by default. And then we can change the text color 3 to be creative enabled and red or white. Like that. So if I go in game now, it should just be white. And when I click it, it goes red. And then it should just ignore. Yep, it just ignores it. Nice. And if I enable it, it will update. And you actually make it so it auto updates when you click it. So what I mean by that is when I go over the limit and I enable creative, it'll instantly update. And then if I disable creative, it instantly updates. Okay, last thing is last, we need the compile button, and then it will create the tool and give you the tool in your backpack. And then that's the Tinker system done for like what I wanted to implement at least. I also need to separate these and move them a little bit. Actually, that's not a good idea. I should put them in a frame or something at least. The Y should be one. Listen. So they scale down to that center point. Yep. And close that. What was that? Okay, so we need the button now. So let's do this one here. Part builder outputs. No, not part builder. Workstation outputs. And we want a button in there made. So let me scroll up to this button and just copy of that. That should make that into a function I want. Local create tinker button. The parent is the outputs. And when that is activated, we want this. And then I think that's it. Yeah, that's it there. What other to-do markers? Oh, it's only that one. Okay, sweet. So what we want is to now gather all the information. So we want the selected components and selected items, and then we want whether creative is enabled, creative enabled, and then we're just going to send that to the server. So in our test up here, I'm not going to put in ThoughtWorks, I'll put it in a separate one. So local create tinker event, instance.new remote event. So we're not really going to care about security or anything because it's creative mode anyways. Forge, what was this? Tinker, create tinker, parent is replicated storage. Let me just do a full replicate storage. And then on server event connect function. Let me actually find a better spot for this. I want to do it before we create our custom one, so that would be right here. Yeah, because that's the tool shed there. So we want the player, we want the components, we want the I don't know if I put them as add-ons. No, I didn't. They're all separate. And then this will be the modifiers, attributes, upgrades, and creative enabled. Modifiers, attributes, upgrades, modifiers, attributes, upgrades, creative enabled. And then I'll just print all of that for the moment. So let's do local create tinker events. Rapid storage, wait for child, that's. And we'll fire server. We want to give them the components. These three modifiers, attributes, upgrades, and creative enabled. And then we go to the server and we do the rest on here. Let me just check that works. So we should be able to just open and just click it to test it. Yep, easy. Oh, and I can get rid of the flag now. That's just for debugging. Here we go. So if I just click that, we get all the information here. And then I can also enable creative mode, and then that will give us true. If I add magnet, which will also see that I get the magnet modifier. Nice. Okay, so we've got all of these. And we've only got that left. So next, what we're going to do is very, very easy. We're going to copy this. It's actually just all of that. So let me local function incur tool pipeline. Oh, I also need the template that we're using. Don't forget that one. Because we need to check that as well. So we need the selected templates. We need to pass in via server the selected template. So the template, so that's a string, that's a Tinker component. Where's this? ForgeWorks. Tinker's components. That one's a player. We've got modifiers, attributes, upgrades, creative enabled. That one's a boolean. That one's ForgeWorks, Tinker upgrade. This one's Tinker attributes. This one's Tinker modifier. Yep. And then we also need that template printed. And then we pass it all into this. And then we simply do... I guess I just saw... I'll do these in here actually. 10 input components. Return success, so boolean. Tinker component is a Tinker metadata question mark. And I won't do the info. So that would be local creative enabled. Tinker tool pipeline. All of these, and we want creative enabled. Tinker or string. Return false, error, success, that one. Success data. So if not success, we'll warn that. Otherwise, Tinker is data. And then we'll compile that from the Tinker info. That makes sense. That seems kind of... I might as well just do all of it. It's a full pipeline. That'll be nil, and that will be a model. Oh, that'll be a tool actually, not a model. Tool. So that would be a template, which is a string. Components, which is a what are this? And then that one's a boolean. So we've got template ID as well. Let's rename that. Template ID, components, modifiers, attributes, upgrades. Custom %s, string.formats. Put that in there. Which I might just do that template ID. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. So Tinker tool pipeline. Success data tool. So that one would be tool.parent is the starter pack. Like so. So then that's our test one there. And then we just take this entire pipeline, paste it there. Use template ID, components, modifiers, attributes, upgrades, creative enabled. And then I need to make sure that our selected components. Yep. And then this should be doing not that way. So I already got it the right way. Right. What's the format it expects? Tinker, modifier, ID, and level. Maybe it'll be easier if I do a bunch of strings here. And I'll just format it. Oh, I gotta do a bunch then for that. Where is the compile button? This one. That one's fine, it's just this one. So this will be for modif ID count in selected modifiers. We want this modif ID. No, we don't. We want table.inserts. That one ID equals modif ID level equals count. That's what we want. And I'll do that for selected attributes. That'll be attrib ID. Selected attributes, and we'll do that for upgrades. Selected upgrades. Upger ID. Selected upgrades. Upgrades. Creative mode enabled. Okay. There we go. And then that should be in the component type material format. So if I do that, I get an error. Index now with the parent equals player.backpack. Where's capital T coming from? Oh, that one. Yeah. Print tool. Tool. Yeah. Maybe I should merge these. Ah, that seems a little bit. Okay. And then I can just run the Tinker pipeline on that tool. Or have you got in your backpack? Nice. So we'll get rid of that to do. So we've only got the template greatsword right now. Let me also do a pickaxe so it doesn't error. And for that, let me hide this first. Where is toolbox? I love toolbox. Oh my god. We'll do pickaxe. And that should be separate. It obviously is not separate. So what the fuck? Grr. Handle and metal. There we go. So what we'll do is group the handle. Wait, let me have a look at this one's. The handle by itself and the metal should be the pickaxe head. I think. Compile tool model. Pickaxe. Let me just do this here. Model equals script.template pickaxe clone. Let me make sure I call that model that. It should be a atomic model. And those should be atomic. So they are loading at once. Okay. So template pickaxe. If component is a large blade, if it's a hilt, if it's a handle. Model.handle. Else if component type is component underscore pickaxe head. Pickaxe underscore head. If it's larger than 0. Actually, that doesn't really matter, does it? Set it to the material color, and that would be the pickaxe head. And then I just move that inside here, and we're done. We got our greatsword here, which is made by the server. And then if I go pickaxe, I create it. We get an error. Hilt is not a valid member of pickaxe. If model find first child hilts. If not model find first child hilts. If not find first child edge 1, edge 2, and handle, which it should be there anyway, but skip that for a moment. And then pickaxe head. So make sure we've got all of them now. So if I jump back in here, create pickaxe, and then I can create greatsword. Nice purple obsidian one, nice and purple obsidian one. Wicked. And then here we just do if template ID is template greatsword. Equals different identity. Oh shit. Template. Oh, it's one word. Template greatsword. There we go. So our greatsword stays that way, and then if I get a pickaxe, we just need to fix the pickaxe now, which I can just do workspace spooky xc. What's it called? Workspace spook Oh, just 2. That's a problem. Hold on. Pickaxe, create pickaxe. Dot. Tool, was it template pickaxe? Dot grit equals C-frame identity. Time C-frame dot angles. Math dot rad 90. 0. Not that one. There we go. And then times frame dot new 0, 0.50 minus 0.25. There we go. Bro, where'd he go? Can you copy that? Time C-frame angles 100, blah blah blah. And then the pickaxe, I'll make it a little bit larger as well. And we'll put that back in there, and voila, we're done. Now we can actually play around with it. So let me make a pickaxe. We're going to do fiery, obsidian, glass. If I make that, there we go, look at that. We've got a maroon head, a white handle, and then if we jump back in, and we're going to actually see the materials here, we've got fiery, obsidian, and glass. If I go to greatsword, let's do a fiery, obsidian, rest is paper. And then I'll make another one where we have magnet, we have a lot of luck, a lot of sharpness, more enforced, and we've got a twin moon skill, and that there. Attribute sharpness. Attribute rules. But it's right there. Registry. Registry was... Script apparent way for child registry. Attributes rules. Oh, I did a plural. Okay, upgrade rules. And then attributes rules. Attribute rules. Let me try that again. And we'll do that last refactor as well, I just remembered. Obsidian, paper, 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 paper. We'll add magnet, we'll add some sharpness, some luck. Twin moons, let's create that, and there it again. Invalid, for limit, number expected got nil. Append add-ons. Let's see. I didn't do it properly. Oh no, yes it is. Lucky one, reinforced. Let me have a look. Yeah. PKC templates, we've got all these here, normal. Modifiers. Where's this under? Tinker tool pipeline. Append. Attribute. I used the wrong one. There we go. There's a typo again. Gotta love them. Let's do fiery, obsidian, paper, 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 paper. We've got magnet, we've got 3 lucky, 3 sharpness, another reinforced, a twin moons. There we go. Then we can have a look at that information. Actually, let's try that again. So we've got all these components here, we've got these modifiers, and this is the information here. Nice. And we've got the mixtures there. So this one's the one we made. Wicked. No, I don't know if I actually... no, I don't. Don't put it inside anything. Let me just copy a module real quick. If I go src, replicator storage, modules, utility, and I go to my table, what I can do is copy this table to objects. In here. And then I do script clear all children. And then let me just make a... Let's do this, return that. Requires require script.parent module script. I'm going to call that with the table, which will be the Tinker component. The parent will be script. Ignore. Oh, I just see that blink. There we go. So that will put the information under the script. Like that. And then we can have a look at all that information there. So we like the timestamp it was made, the template, we've got the slots, we've got the modifiers, the components. Nice and cool. And then what I'm going to do next is actually fix up the modifiers and all of that. So it's a dictionary instead of an array. And then that way we can do, instead of this, we just have metadata upgrades. Upgrade equals or 0 plus the level. Like that. And that will simplify a lot of future code as well. Modifiers, modifier. I think that's actually meant to be ID. Attribute ID. All the IDs. There we go. So that will do that. So I need to come back over here So this selected modifiers can be left as is because it's the ID equals level. So if I actually just get rid of that now. Selected upgrades. Selected modifiers, selected attributes, selected upgrades. All of that remains. For level equals. So this will be selected modi, selected attribute, selected upgrades. And then the same here, so we'll just do modifier magnet equals 1. Let's have a look around. And then in our Tinker metadata, we need to change the typing now. So these would just be a number. Actually, if I make that plural, and then I do string to number, and I get rid of that. I think I can just do the same with all the rest and fix the rest. Tinker modifiers, attributes, upgrades. That's the tool level, tool experience. Okay. So right here, we've got upgrade ID, upgrade level. We've got attribute ID level. Actually, I might just do that. That'd be easy. Attribute ID. Actually, can I just do ID? That'd be way easier. ID. That's just ID now. That would be ID level. ID. Target.id. So now it's ID level. Oh, that's colliding me. Oh, let me just see. Oh, this is fucking everywhere. Modifiers. Plural there. It's in Tinker modifiers. Attributes. Upgrades. There's ID level. ID level. ID level. Go modifiers. Attributes. Upgrades. MID, aid, level, or UID. UID. I shall do up ID. What is this? MID, M level, MID, 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 MID. This one will be the AT ID, at ID. Gotta update all of them. At ID, this is up ID, up ID, up ID, up ID, up ID. This no longer counts. Nice. And then got ID. So this one does not have, that's fine. That's actually fine because that's the registering constants. That doesn't matter too much. Now here comes the fucking next one. Tinker upgrade attribute modifiers. I update that? Yeah, I did. Where is I? This one. T modifiers. Modifiers. These are all wrappers. Nice. Actually, just fix one of them and then I'll copy and paste. Modifiers, attributes, upgrades. Hello, Liam. Big noob. Modifiers, attributes, upgrades. So for ID level. Oh, that doesn't apply anymore, does it? It's actually for ID levels, items, yeah. So that's actually a string number now. It's not needed. It's not needed. Not needed. Not needed. Oh, this one's needed. So it's not Tinker, that's Tinker. Okay, back to this .id, so that's mod, what is this, ID level. ID level. ID level. Yeah, if number of modifiers. That's correct, that is a bug. Let me... somewhere there should be a local function. Count, press equals 1, return counts. A count dictionary. Count dictionary. Okay. Holy shit. Let me be back real quick and we'll just test this as well. Okay, let's see. It looks like it's working. Looks like it is working. Let me see. That is all the correct items. That is correct. And if I create this great sword, we should see that it's stored it differently. We should see now. Oh, I haven't added any. Let me add some. Oh, I have to fix that as well now. But there we go. It's showing 1 because we've changed how it works. So I need to go into here now. And I need to change all of this. I need to figure out where the fuck am I. Then you come down here. Beach attributes, set that. Update that. That's the other one, but I want the update part builder output. Too many add-ons check. That one. Info modifier IDs. Compile info modifier IDs. So that is for ID level. ID level, the ID is the current level. Yeah. That one should be updated. Let me separate that by new lines. Blah, 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 blah. Go. Making sure we get all of these. That's fine. For each component. For each material. Yeah. Nice. Let's see. We got a bunch of ones. I need to try to insert. Split underscore array. Reach modifier. Modifier IDs. So that one. Modifier IDs. That's why. That would be for what was this for ID underscore and that's here we'll insert that. That's same with the key modifiers. Okay, combined attribute, and then that one, the upgrades, key upgrades. Append arrays. Count array. Yeah, that's fine. Why are you still doing that? So adding custom one to the material one should still be wrong. Material. Get add-ons from materials, and that should be all the IDs. Oh, yeah. I've done goofed that one. Because that is the other way around. Attribute IDs. Was that expecting the string to number format? String to number. That's what it's expecting. It's still alternating like that as well. Get add-ons and data. It returns that. That one. Each ID if attributes ID. If upgrades ID. Attributes ID if modifiers ID. Attribute IDs are still fucked up. Modifier ID equals 0 plus level. I'll change that to upgrade. Attribute, modifier attribute upgrade. And that's string to number. String to number. String to number. Count dictionary. me actually just search for string. No, that one's correct. Get materials from component. Get IDs from name. It's a string to number. That's... So is that material? Okay, material was the same. Modifiers. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to change the constants. So this one... Sharpness equals 1. Dash equals 1. Reinforced equals 1. Yeah. Register materials, that would be a number. String. Number. String number. Or ID underscore, ID underscore, ID underscore. MID, AID, UID, AID, UID. Modifier, attribute, upgrade. Materials cross compatible. Yes. That one's a string number. String number. Compile tool, that's a number. That's a number. Components, blah blah blah. I think I did this already. Modifier IDs. Material IDs. Okay. Let's see if that fixed it. If I didn't break anything else. And I broke something else. Material 1 doesn't exist. Alright. Oh, that's why. I missed one. Nice. There we go. Let's have a look. Material IDs. Attribute IDs are still wrong. 172. info, compile, attribute IDs, count dictionary. That's one. Attribute IDs. For each attribute, attribute IDs is still fucked up there. 61. Let me just check if I'm storing it correctly. Print data. Well, that's just that component though, isn't it? Select a component, select a material. For each component, so the material itself. Get materials from components, get add-ons from materials. These now do that way. Yeah, okay, that was the issue. I converted it, but didn't. I assumed it stayed the same as the other one. There we go. Now they're all ID ones. Attributes, modifiers, upgrades. And then we should have reinforced one. That looks correct. Let's have a look. Bonk. So we should have... What does it actually say here? We've got one reinforced. For that component. Where's that one actually? Oh, yeah. That's fine, so that gives me a reinforced. Can I just print? Let me print it. Print data. Yeah, so fix these up. There we go. Okay, that's the reconciliation done. Or the, I've got the other word for it. No. If I create a weapon, I want to compile the information. So let me do a single tool at paper lane. Let me actually just disable this one real quick. So in here, we create the item. Forgeworks get add-ons in Tinker metadata. And that will be using that Tinker components. And then we'll print attributes equals A. Wait, what is it? Attributes. Fuck, I forgot what they're called. Modifiers, attributes, modifs, attributes, upgrades. Modifiers, modifs, attributes, attributes equals attributes. Upgrades equals upgrades. So if I create you, you should see the information here in a moment. So we've got one reinforced. That doesn't seem right. Should be stacking the reinforced. Where am I? So get add-ons, binds modifier attribute. Upgrade. Material. One, two, three. That one, and that one. It definitely should be stacking. Get add-ons in data. Attributes reinforced 1. Attributes. Get materials, get add-ons for materials. Oh, is that still sort of the same? Get rid of materials. That material. So when you add a material... No, but that should be... Material... It's already in dictionary form. So it should be stacking these reinforced. Hmm. Yeah. Oh, let me just run this. So this should be if they're all obsidian. me just try with obsidian. Which have reinforce 3. So that's the component that we've made. So we've definitely got paper, obsidian, obsidian, obsidian. So we've got custom modifier magnet 1 on it. That's each item there. So we definitely see that it has the modifier reinforced, which should be stacking. Reinforced 3. Reinforced 1. So combined materials doing it correctly. So these are correct. Plus level. That's what it was. I was only adding 1, not the level. Failed logic. And you said there's +1 anywhere else. So you're correct. Wait, let me add that print back. Upgrades, modifiers, attributes. Fiery, auto smell cork. Reinforced 1. Lots of reinforced. So we got the correct there, we got the correct there, we got the correct that. So this is correct. Somehow it's fucking up here. Attributes. Modifiers, upgrades. So we're looking at modifier. Oh, we're looking at here. Oh no, that is working. No mind, it is 3. So that did fix it. Okay, sweet. So that fixed that. So now we actually have the correct things on it. Now if I go back out, go play. Play. And I create you. But we still got the 7 there. Fiery 1-1. Material IDs. Attribute forced. That's definitely client-sided now. Modifier IDs. That would make sense, yeah. Because that's getting the value. So what I want is the dict. string to number for v underscore. So this array becomes the dict version. And this array is disabled. There we go. Now we've got reinforced. And I might actually change it. Here. Counted. So it's dot dot x dot dot featuring count. And that will look a lot cooler. Because then it'll tell you the actual level. So if I go here, reinforce 7, there we go. Oil smelt, cook. Nice, and then I can do like sharpness 5, lucky 3, extra attribute, that jazz. Magnet, or smelt, cook, reinforced. There we go. And then I can create that weapon. And that's all paper, but the actual stats are this here. Look at that. Tinker construct system done. And then the rest is just like UI visuals. Like if you hover over it, it'll tell you the other stuff. Actually, I wonder if I can multi-line it. Like if I go over here. Oh, I also can comment this out. So I've got a Tinker Tool pipeline, and then this tooltip. I'll just do that. What could I do? I would need to do this other way. Split underscore. And then I want the modifiers. Modifiers, attributes, upgrades. Like that. Maybe tooltip 2. Because what I can do then is, if I try that again, concat string with table. Concat string with table. Oh, that's not, yeah. Oh shit, let's go do the whole thing now. Fuck. Local function, create advanced tooltip. We'll just do Tinker components. I'll do that. So this will be the materials. Oh, actually, let me change this as well. Into components, and we'll comment that one out. So materials, we want the modifiers. Modifiers. Oh, shit, how's this meant to work? This one, isn't it? So get all of them, add that. Is that closed off properly? I can't tell. That gives you a string of, yep, concat them with commas. And then we're going to remove modify underscore and do that, yeah. And then modifiers, attributes. Upgrades. Upgrades. We'll return this instead. So I'm hoping is that it new lines, and that way we have a really big description. It doesn't. Huh. That's really annoying. I'll just do... Or is it? Yeah, let me separate them, and I'll do like advanced tooltip string value. Instance.new string value. Put that inside the tool. Okay. Because if I have in a string value at least inside the tool, I can read it separately. So that's the normal materials. And then if I come into the tool, there's this advanced tooltip. And then if we take that and read it... Oh no, it is blank. What? We can find bugs. Like this, apparently. Split dictionary counted. Join that by commas. Split underscore. So I don't need the G sub. Let me try that. No, it is still blank. That's weird. Is this like fucking with it somehow? Let me try. Return materials dot 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 modifiers dot 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 attributes dot 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 grades. I should also see what this prints. Oh, let me also disable some of these. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Split underscore dictionary counted. The modifiers. Oh, you know what it is? I know what's up. The modifiers is what we're adding to it, not what the materials provide as well. So what we need is this one. Or the other version of this one. So what we need is get add-ons in data, tinker.component, tinker.modifiers, tinker.attributes, tinker.upgrades. And then we use this one on it instead. And then I think that should fix it so we can swap these around. Oh yeah. Now it's showing up, but it's a little bit fucked up. So the blink lines. Let me add a few blink lines just to see what it does. Wait, no puppy. Yeah, okay, it's not gonna fix itself. Well, it's definitely working, but it's a little bit tricky to read. Shit. Undo that comment. There we go, and then inside this we should have the tooltip. And it definitely looks like we've got it now. There we go. And what I can do is create events tooltip. Count dictionary. Is larger than 0 and that or no modifiers or no attributes or no upgrades. Nice. So if I see that, that's fine. But if I go into here, no modifiers, no upgrades, reinforced times 7. Hell yeah. And then if I go back in here, oh, that's me. Let's do feather, glass, fiery. Should do fiery up there, and that, and the rest of this paper. And then I add magnet. Let's add sharpness, lucky, another reinforced. Let's add both skills. So we get quite the variety. And then you see that has all the materials, but if we go inside the weapon, go to the tooltip, we should have all of them there. Oh yeah. Nice. And I think we should be able to make the pickaxe as well if I did the model correctly for it. I did. Nice. And then inside the pickaxe we'll have the tooltip. And that will have the items as well. Sweet. Okay, well, that's it. That's it for the Tinker system. I'm sure most of you can figure out how to add more things. It's not crazy hard. If you head over to the constants, this is where you do it. So in the constants, you got modifiers, attributes, upgrades, materials, components, and templates. This order here does matter. When you go to this ForgeWorks client, and then you make these UI ones. So these are the UI boxes for each component. And then, yeah. And then there's also utility functions already in here. So you can get the... Where am I? I'm going way higher. There will be one for, so get add-ons and data, so you can pass in the components, modifiers, attributes, upgrades, and they will get all the information for you. All the modifiers, attributes, and upgrades from those materials and the ones you provided. And then here you can do, does Tinker have any target modifiers, any target attributes, any target upgrades? So if you want to make it so when they hold a tool out, they get a certain skill, you can do that. You just call this function on that metadata. And then, yeah. And then you got all the other functions here for if you got like a mining system and you got a forging system. This lets you roll out different materials for different components. You will need to do that here. I think I just remembered something. Components, this one. This one I do actually need to call inside here. For each component. Where am I going? We're going down to the template options. So if not that, ForgeWorks module, material valid for components, option, no, I'm thinking of the other one. Oh no, that is correct. I just did it in the wrong spot. Yeah, so you'll have to sort this material IDs out through this. _ max. Oh, am I that one? Component ID. Where's the material? I'm looking for that material. And then we'll do out of those options. There we go. So now it will, in the rules, you can filter out certain materials. If I go... Oh, I think it's in the constants as well. Item templates, materials... No, wait, where is it? Constants, registry. Maybe it's already in here. Oh, it's already in here, yeah. So, certain materials cannot be mixed together. And then also, components cannot have certain materials. Include... components cannot have certain materials, which I didn't actually include in here. Module, component, material rules. Component rules. Where am I? Component rules. Oh, I should have just done... Well, I guess that works. Yeah, so it looked like that, but I won't actually add that. So let me disable what I added. Am I actually using it anywhere? Oh, I already have it. Okay, no man, that is correct. We can keep that. I just don't need the rules here. It must be... It must be somewhere else where we've got it. Item templates. And components. I don't know where I've got it. It's here somewhere. Unless I just added the type. Or I'm assuming it's there, but... Component data, get registered component, include and exclude materials. Yeah. So I think I had it, but I got rid of it. So I should probably add it back again. Oh, right, because I moved the rules out here. That's why. Okay, I see. So I do need it. Let me add it here. Include components. This will be the last thing. Include components. Exclude components. Exclude components. Component rules. Include, exclude. Okay. Yeah, send now. What are you crying about? Okay. So those rules are there, and then I can just check that instead. Registry, component material rules, component type. If not rules, then return true. So there's no rules. And then exclude material and bound that material. Excludes the material. Otherwise, but include material. And we do not find it in that. There we are. There's still certain things that won't work with each other. So I should probably change it. So this one should be separate. Oh, that's meant to be material, actually. Include material, exclude material. Yeah. Local function class create component rule. Include material, exclude material. Component rules. Return. There we go. So then I can do like what is it? Component handle. And then I can include and exclude certain materials. So I can say exclude material glass, for example. So the handle can't be glass. Material value for components. So if I go back in here, we should see the handle doesn't let you pick glass. If I fix this. Comma. So if I do that, so there shouldn't be glass here anymore. Nice. Now we can add the exclusion, and then glass appears with the hilt. Okay, now we've got it. There we go. So I hope. Oh, and the rest of the code's already done. We already call this. No, we don't. Shit. And compile tool. Our component is valid for template. That should be done in there. Our component is valid for template. And then our material is valid for component. If not component type, that particular material. Turn false. Component. %s does not support material %s. There we go. Now I've got it in there. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Next stream, I'm either going to do enchanting or the jewel socketing and creation. I'm not entirely sure which one yet. It'll be one of them. It'll be gems, enchants. But we shall find out then. For those that don't know, in the Discord server under RPG System Ideas, you can put more ideas you want me to do there. I've already got quite a big list, but you can have a look at that and see if there's anything missing. The file as well, this Tinker file, is freely available there as well. So if I just pull that up, I'm uploading the after stream one now. So you got all of them here. And this is the entire idea tree so far. So let me know. Head in there. And yeah, I shall see you next stream. See yous.